What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 208 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside the man who has returned, Devin, the dude. What's happening, baby?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Hey, Ernell.
What's up?
Ernell,
What's up?
I want you to take your college degree
Yeah.
and put it in the shredder.
Yeah.
I want to see all sign of intelligent life wiped from existence. I want to see literal cavemen stomping across the ground. If you have a college degree, fucking prove it.
Fucking prove it! Cowbell comes in, dude.
But no, panic chord violin. Excuse me?
Oh, dude, fucking for real, right? Right?
Yeah.
She kills it every time, dude. Like,
I mean, I've been listening to that band for a while. We're talking about the Callous Cowboys, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
Hilarious fucking name. Music, just fucking insane. It's literally like, it's like villains mixed with like that chariot.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is villains with
Yeah.
the chariot. Yeah, that's some fucking nuts, man.
And I heard the panic chords in the recordings, and I was just, thought it was the guitar players, but no, there's two guitar players, a bass player, a drummer, and a violin player. The only other band I know that was prominent in any scene that was related to the music that we listen to, whether it be pop punk, hardcore, or whatever,
You're right.
with a fucking violin player, was Yellow Card. Instead, we have this random ass noisecore band called the Callous Cowboys with a fucking violinist.
There is one other band that has a violinist, the vocalist. The vocalist plays violins too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Water.
I can't remember. It's another one of those one word bands. Violin. I feel like it starts with an M.
It's not Monuments, is it?
No, not my.
I know the homeboy will bust out a sax for Monuments.
He does bust out a sax. You're right. It's Imminence. They're kind of like Silent Planet with some violin.
Is it
stuff
like
in there.
Gent Evanescence? Imminence.
Okay.
Wake me up. Save me.
Apparently, there's a lot of bands with violin though. There's Yellow Card, obviously, Imminence, as we talked about, Callous Cowboys. Nightwish has a violinist apparently. Apocalyptica.
Dude, we're getting into like some very like borderline like death metal butt rock sounding things.
Yeah, no, very, very Corpaclani. Yeah, that's
like I got shit. ICP all over it.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus Christ, dude. Like that's wild I hear, man. So you actually went to a show last night. We can talk about that for a quick minute. How was that for you?
Yeah, dude. So I went and saw Boundaries, Body Snatcher. Oh my God, how am I forgetting their name? I always forget their name. So, it's not Shadow of Intent. They were the headliner. Brand of Sacrifice. Yeah. I saw all of them last night, and I listened to Boundaries a little bit here and there, and their recordings were almost like a little bit too mixtape hardcore for me, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Is that like as in quality of the recordings? It was still good, and I liked it, but holy fuck, their live show was awesome, dude. Like their live sound was just like, it was sick. Like I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this is really fucking good. This is awesome.
Yeah. They looked like they killed it. I mean, I saw a few different people put up videos from, a variety of the bands from the set last night. And I mean, Brand of Sacrifice always kills it. Shadow of Intent always kills it. Body Snatchers historically killed it.
Dude, the crowd was nuts for Body Snatcher. By far the biggest crowd reaction. Dude, it was like they got me going. It was like one of those sets where I was like sitting there for a couple songs and I was like, all right, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go stand next to the pit now. I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I belong. I'm like, oh. He just called out for two-step. All right, I gotta go two-step. He's like, I want to see you two-step, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, I love doing that.
Dude, I went out there. It was like There was only like one guy that was like a dickhead for like he like was like purposely hitting a girl, and his ass got ejected. In the crowd too. The crowd pushed him out. And but the show was really fun. All the bands did a really good job. It was pretty packed out. It wasn't quite sold out. Hawthorne Theater. They didn't have the lounge open,
Oh, sure.
But the whole fucking floor was just packed tight. Benefit of working there, I just like walked in whenever I wanted,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was like during Shadow of Intent, I was like, I'm gonna kick it behind the barricade.
Fiasco gets ejectocito, cuz, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, you got ejectocito, those
But
places.
I came out of mosh retirement last night.
How'd that feel after obliterating your collarbone not too long ago?
I mean, I did mosh during Loathe. So, and that was after the fact.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah. No, I obliterated my collarbone last July, so it's been quite a while now.
Yeah, but that shit is never the same afterwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's never the same afterwards. Okay,
I was acting like I had health insurance, dog.
Yeah, you were. You very much fucking were. You were then too.
You know what? Like, listen, I don't live my life in fear. Okay. There is no try. There's only do. Okay.
Esco says it's almost a 1 year anniversary of messing up your collarbone. Let's go.
I know. We'll have to do a special GK episode about it.
Yeah, where you do a handstand on camera.
Just see what happens.
Yeah, we'll test out how strong it is now. You know what I mean?
I mean, speaking of testing how strong it was, I did do some front handsprings in the pit last night.
I hate you so much.
And
fucking kill yourself, man.
A mutual friend of ours, Brian. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I had him launch me, and I was doing some crowd surfing last night too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
little
Brian?
No, Brian Beatdown.
Oh, Brian. Okay, I thought you said Ryan, and I was like, Ryan couldn't lift a fucking dog. I don't think. He's tiny, dude. He's a tiny dude.
Yeah. But yeah, I got my brother working security at Hawthorne 2 now.
Nice. Okay, I like
it. Yeah. He was up on the barricade last night.
He's the one I was standing there and I saw in the videos. Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, he was up on the barricade, and it was funny. It was like him and my coworker were catching me, and they're just laughing their ass off because when I was crowd surfing, instead of just going straight to the front, they were the crowd was pushing me to the front, and I like twisted and I started going sideways through everybody. I was like, all right, I'll go back. I'll go back.
Love that for you, man. But I also love it for the people at home because this is the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and soon have early access episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea.
Yarg?
Question mark? But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime. DJ, tell them.
Prime Gaming.
Thank you, sir. And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you that are listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. Let's go, DJ. Tell him. I'm gonna do it every time.
No, I'm not gonna lie. You said DJ, tell him, and I literally like looked side to side. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know. It's just out of habits. I'm just owning the fuck out of it, guys. Devin,
or no,
we have a captain's order, my friend. So,
no,
guys,
don't listen to him.
Please, yeah, don't listen to me, actually. Please go give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So if there's ever a better and easier way to support your boys, your fish family, your fish friends, your water...
Your local aquarium,
your local
that your neighbor has.
your little pond. It is by
That
rating.
one fish that you tried to catch when you were at the river and you kept trying to put rocks everywhere to make a little pool, but it gets swimming between the rocks.
That's us. That is us, factual. It is giving us a rating and or review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please go do that. It gets it pushes us further onto the algorithm for people that are looking for video game and nerd entertainment podcasts, and so that'll get us out there for more ears, and we can make the family even bigger. That's always better for us to have a bigger family. So, water heathens. That works. That works. I'll take it. Devin, tell the people at home what we're doing next. Okay. This guy.
Guys, we're taking these hands, right? And we're putting them on deck because it's hands on deck, motherfuckers.
I'll take it. You know what I mean? You can't even complain at this point.
It's because like no hands.
No hands. Morbid is the middle child, is what Esco says. That's true. Morbid
Esco
is...
wants, no, I want to be an only child.
You know what?
Free
Same.
falling.
Same. Sometimes I really do wish I was an only child.
Same.
Piss me off. So, guys, for Hands on Deck today, me and Devin both have a little something for you guys. So, I'm gonna do mine first because it's gonna be a little bit quicker. Because mine's not quite as voracious as one would say, you know, as we can do with Devin here on his. But so I started watching a show with my boo-boo the other day. And I want to talk about it because the show is fucking hilarious. Okay, so this show is actually a show that's on an app called Freevee, which I don't know how many of y'all have really checked out Freevee. It's really just like a streaming app that a ton of like free content is on. No, let's go. It's not Love is Blind as much as I want to talk about that again. I will not talk about it again. But Freevee is like not that great. It's not a good app. But if there's ever a reason to use Freevee, this show is going to be it. So this show is called Jury Duty. And the reason that I am recommending the show, one, obviously, is because it's fucking hilarious. But two, is the stipulations of the show being hilarious is just the icing on the cake, if you will. So Jury Duty is a show in which a bunch of 12 jurors are doing a case, basically. And they have to go the entire jury process. However, everyone that has anything to do with this court case is an actor, except for one guy, this guy named Brandon. And he's this sweet, wholesome, kind of good looking tall dude. Like he's like 6'5", and he's super nice to everybody, but he has no clue that everybody there is just an actor playing a massive fucking prank on him. And so this is a show. It's an episodic series here, and it is centered around him being a part of jury duty for the very, very first time. He's never done jury duty before, and
very first time.
And they're having him go through the steps of this jury duty as his first experience in being a juror. And shit is wild. They're like purposely doing the most wild shit. They have him being a juror with just the most wild fucking people on the planet. The first episode introduces us to all of the juror picking process. And Esco, they don't actually explain how they've picked this guy. He just is. He's just the guy. And even on IMDb, like, His acting credit is literally as himself. Like, so like it's legit.
That's hilarious,
It is
actually.
actually him. Like he is just an innocent fucking bystander in all this, and like all 11 of the other jurors are actors fucking with this guy. So the first episode has him being selected for the jury stuff, and he's in the waiting room, and suddenly James Marsden walks in. And he's like, "Oh shit, I think I know you from like a movie, right?" And James Marsden's like, "Oh yeah, it was probably Sonic, huh?" And he was like, "Oh no, I haven't seen Sonic yet." And he's like, "Oh, you haven't?" And he's like, "No, not yet. I heard it's really bad." And James Marsden's like, "Oh, well, I'm like the main character in it besides Sonic." And he's like, "Oh shit, sorry, man." And so
Oh
James
my
Marsden
God.
tries to like ask him what other James Marsden movies he's like watched recently that he actually likes. And the guy's like, "Oh wait, actually one of my favorite movies is Joyride." And James Marsden's in that. He's like, "Oh wait, no, you're also an X-Men, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I am an X-Men." And I had a moment where I was like, "Fuck, he's an X-Men?" And I was like, "Oh shit, that's right, he's Cyclops." So I even had a fucking lapse there too. But basically,
Wait, really? James
yeah,
Marsden is Cyclops?
he's Cyclops in X-Men.
Like the original like little trilogy?
I think it's the first class run. I might be thinking of that and vice versa, actually. No, he's older Cyclops. He's older Cyclops. So yeah, the first run. But anyway, so this guy, this poor innocent fucking dude, gets picked for jury duty. All these actors get picked for jury duty, and now he was a great Cyclops, actually, Logan. You're right. And now he's going through the jury process, and this court case that they're doing is a rich white woman who's suing a guy because he came to work drunk. They had like she owns like a printing, like a merchandise printing company. Oh, Logan, thank you for the subscription. The subscription, dude. We love you, man. We love you so much for 18 months, dude.
He's all right. He's
What
all
an
right.
honor. Yeah, I know he's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, he's all right.
So this woman owns a merch printing company where they like print, screen print on shirts and stuff like that. And one of the workers came in super drunk, super high, and is trying to like get other employees to smoke. He's absolutely belligerent. Goes on one of the machines, botches an entire run of prints. So that they just say Jorb. Like on white shirts, like black print is JORB. And so like he ruins an entire batch and then lays on them and pisses himself all over the brand new t-shirts. Yes, Devin.
James Marsden voices a character in My Little Pony: A New Generation.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, yeah, that's right. That's
He's
so
a
rad.
Brody.
Good for him, man.
Also, he's in the Taco Bell nacho fries commercial.
Fuck yeah, he is, man. Fuck yeah, he is, dude. I don't blame him. So anyways, that's the court case. And in the first episode of them doing this court case, the lawyers for the guy who came to work belligerently drunk and the owner of the screen printing company, their lawyers are doing a presentation, doing like a video example of like what happened, like the events that are leading to this court case. And the rich lady's lawyer puts up this like 3D animated, like what you would expect like the court system to like create as a sort of like 3D animation of the events leading up to like the arrest and stuff like that. But this other guy's lawyer is a dog shit lawyer. Like he like can't get this iPad to like play the video. He can't get it connected to the TV. Once it does, the video is like like the animation stuff. Like you remember that video of you're a wizard, Harry. You remember that video?
Yeah,
It looks like that style of animation. It's like this little block guy walking, and then it starts freaking out and glitches and freezes, and all the jurors are like, "What the fuck is going on?" And this poor dude, throughout all these episodes so far, which they're still rolling out new episodes, it's episode 6 right now. This poor guy thinks all of this is legit. right? Like they have a whole thing where like James Marsden's trying to get out of jury duty because he doesn't want to be there. He's getting potentially a new role for a new movie, and he doesn't want to be there, or otherwise he's gonna miss his opportunity to get that role. So he's like trying to have like paparazzi come to like interrupt like the court case and shit like that. And the judge is like, if you think that the paparazzi are going to be a problem, then what we're going to do is house all of you jurors until this court case is finished, right? And so they all have to live together in the same hotel for like a week while they're doing this court case, dude. And this poor Brandon guy is just dealing with all these fucking weird jurors that he has. Like, the first one that he meets is this girl named Jeannie, who is this, like, I don't know, like a transient woman who is like, like doesn't give a fuck about anything except for this one other guy who's one of the jurors. Who's like this dorky, nerdy kid who's going through like a breakup with his girlfriend, and she just wants to fuck him. Like, and she's like openly admitting that she wants to fuck this guy. And Brandon's just like, all right, dude, like we already know what you're about. And then there's this other dude who like is like a normal like Joe Schmo, and he like really likes baseball and shit like that, but he's like doesn't want to be there. There's this black guy who like really actually wants to be there, like he's enjoying himself. There's a woman that like feels like she has to be the leader of the group all the fucking time. There's another black woman who's just like all of you are stupid, basically. Like she's that person. There's an Asian guy who has a gambling problem. There's this other like nerdy dude
That's a little too on the nose.
He's got like a major get. Like there's one part where like they're playing this like what is very much a like made up Korean game. Like he lays out this I can't actually. That's a good point, Esco. Thank you. I don't know actually for sure if he's Korean or Viet, because they don't really exclusively tell. But he rolls out this like mat, and like I assumed Korean because it looked like some of the markings on it were Korean, but you basically like you take sticks and you like throw them onto the mat, and he was like making up rules while he's playing with Brandon and says, well, this stick's pointing this way and it's out of the circle, which means 3 times multiplier. And Brandon's like, oh, well, wow, I guess you're winning then. He's like, okay. And then he's like, you go, you throw sticks now. He throws them and he goes, oh no, this is bad. And he's like, what? Why? I don't understand. Why is this bad? He goes, is that stick in the circle or out circle? And he's like, it looks like it's in the circle. He goes, oh no, that's 100 times multiplier. And he goes, oh wait, so I'm winning? He's like, yeah, but it's 100 times your bet. And they both put $20 down. So this guy's convinced he owes Brandon like $20,000. And so, dude, this show's fucking magnificent, man. Like, and I know it's so goofy, but like they set it up in like this idea of like usually in court cases you can't talk about like the court case with the other jurors. Like you can only talk about it when you guys are deliberating on like whether or not the person's guilty, not guilty, liable, not liable, so on and so forth. But we got exceptions for this one because it's a documentary. And so this entire show feels like The Office, but like jury duty. It is just over the top bullshit, dude. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't give a fuck about Freevee. I've never been on Freevee up until watching this show because I saw someone post about it on Twitter, and I was like, you know what, that actually looks kind of goofy. And like me and Meryl, they're kind of like in between content right now because there's not really any like new shows that we're like crazy interested in watching right now, and I'm waiting until Mandalorian's done before I jump into that, because I have to do it solo. I can't watch it with Meryl because she hasn't watched the last few seasons.
Wait, so. You haven't been watching it at all, and we can have the opportunity to review it next week?
We didn't review season 2.
So
why would we just randomly review season 3 but not season 2?
Because
also we're reviewing Sisu.
It's true.
Good movie. Looks good. That's it.
I mean, anything killing Nazis is good.
Anything killing Nazis is good.
Yeah,
Bunch of Nazi. Yeah. Steve Rogers wants you to
scalp
bunch of Nazi. Yes, I want my scalps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want my scalps.
Wait for the cream. Fucking little part. So yeah, guys, I like honestly, if you do ever have like any interest at all in Freebie, don't necessarily like be surprised that's nothing crazy on there. But this show's actually fucking hilarious. I cannot recommend this enough. What's up, Devin?
I kind of want to watch it. It sounds like my kind of humor. It
And
really does.
it's a free streaming app. I mean, like, I'm like, it's no skin off my nose. This show is fucking hysterical, man. Like, like
Just the whole like, oh no, oh.
well, and like the goofy kid who's like going through a breakup. He's going through a breakup because his girlfriend and him were supposed to go to like Cancun together, but he got picked for jury duty, so he can't go with her. So she tells him, like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Cancun anyways, but I'm gonna take my friend Cody with me. And he's like, okay, cool, like you and your girlfriend can go together. And she's like, yeah, okay. And then like he goes and tells the other jurors about it, and they're like, are you sure Cody's a girl? And he's like, well, yeah, why would she go to Cancun with anybody else? And they're like, I don't know, dude. Cody sounds like a boy name. And they're all like, all 12 of them are like discussing whether or not this person that his girlfriend went to Cancun with is actually a boy or a girl that she's cheating on him with. like they're trying to figure it out in front of him. And so basically, like, they decide to like stalk her Instagram by like bribing one of the security guards at the courthouse. They stalk her Instagram and they find a picture of her and this guy on the beach. They're like analyzing his like Instagram account. Like, oh, his name's like Coden Banger. Like, that must be Cody right there. And he's got like a half chub in the picture.
It's awful.
And they're like,
That's
dude,
awful.
your girlfriend went to Cancun with a guy, and he's got a half chub on the beach with her, and you still think Cody's a girl? You're fucking fooling yourself, dude. And so they're all trying to convince him of that. And then like, yeah, it goes awry from there, dude. The show's fucking hilarious. I really do think you would think it was fucking hilarious, man. Like, I really want Garrick to watch this because I know his ass will be like belly laughing the entire time.
I could hear his laugh too.
Oh my
He's like little like out loud like
well, and like you know just as well as I do that like I've never been that interested in The Office. Like it's not really like my cup of tea. Like the
yeah, it's because Parks and Rec is better.
Parks and Rec is better. Like 100%, I agree. But this is like The Office that I wanted because like the shit in this is so like absurdly over the top. Yeah, hot snakes. Yeah.
Hot snakes coming out like hot snakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, chocolate dragons. So yes, I highly recommend this. Definitely check this out, you guys. But in the meantime, though, Devin here finally got the chance to one, get his hands on, but also two, defeat the game Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, I'm glad that we got a chance to do this with you today because Devin, as our sort of Resident Evil 4 mega fan, if you will, it would be absurd for us to have any of the rest of us do a hands-on for this. So, Devin, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about it, see how your experience of the game was, and overall kind of see where you feel it fits in today's gaming space. So, Devin, what were your thoughts on Resident Evil 4 Remake?
So initially, like when I saw the first trailer, what was it during the Game Awards is when we found out about this, right?
I think it might have been E3. Or not E3,
or Summer Game Fest.
Summer Games Fest. Yeah. I think
it was Summer Games Fest. We were all watching Summer Games Fest, and they showed us the trailer to the Resident Evil 4. No, it was the Game Awards.
Was it Game Awards? Okay.
Yeah, because it was only a few months ago. We were doing our live react to Resident Evil 4. As you see, look at how fucking gorgeous this game is. For one.
Yeah.
And we saw the trailer to this, and I immediately during the Game Awards, I pre-ordered this game. Resident Evil 4 was one of my favorite games when I was growing up, so I had to give it a shot. I just want to start off. This game is. The visuals is breathtaking. It is the definition for modern gaming when it comes to visuals, in my opinion. It is one of the best looking games I have played so far. on this generation of video games.
Okay.
Capcom is knocking it out of the park with their remakes. They've been doing it time and time again. Although Resident Evil 3 wasn't quite up to what Resident Evil 2 remake was,
Sure.
but Resident Evil 4 remake just it's one of those games that it almost didn't need the remake because of how good the original was.
Yeah.
But the quality of life improvements they made, the fact that you have dual stick movement now where you're not just stand still when you're shooting and stuff, and it plays like a third person like action game with lots of horror elements because Resident Evil, you know.
Yeah.
And the game can still be very difficult, but it can still be very very fun at the same time.
Sure.
If that makes any sense. Some of the enemies are quite punishing, as they were back in the day. You know, do you remember the bladed blind guys?
Yeah, those fuckers. The dude with all the spikes that comes out of them. Like,
Oh
Jesus
yeah,
Christ,
those
man.
guys, the Iron Maidens.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude. God, fuck,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. But they did change enough in the game to make it feel like a new game almost. There are some changes they made with the bosses. They've added in some new enemies as well. The enemies are a lot smarter the farther you get in the game as well. They made a lot of AI improvements to Ashley, which is like your companion, you know, through the game as well. There's a lot of banter too that they added into the dialogue, which gives the story like more, it gives it a more fleshed out story and more of a connection between the characters too. I do like that they kept the whole like 80s action hero vibe to Leon in this game, because I feel like it really like fits this kind of game really well. And none of it was so cheesy that was like, God, why is this in here? You know, like I didn't feel like this was chaos.
Because,
You know?
because we kind of expect a level of cheesiness anytime that like Leon is like involved, right?
Yeah.
Or any Resident Evil game, right? Because I even remember some stuff in like Resident Evil 5 and 6 with like Chris Redfield that's just like, okay. Like,
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what
actually
I mean? Like,
really interested to see how they're going to do the next couple installments, if they do them at
if
all.
they do, yeah.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of offshoots that they could do, you know, like Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica, or even the very first Resident Evil. We haven't gotten a modern remake of that one yet.
Yeah, we got a
either.
remaster, but no full remake. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, going back to Resident Evil 4 is, you know, it's still got the major plot points right from the original game. So you know, you'll see returning characters like Ada Wong, Ashley, the infamous Chainsaw Man. You know, of course they did the Chainsaw demo. They changed the look of the enemies too.
Yes.
In this game, which was actually very well needed. I thought it in the original, a lot of enemies were samey, you know, but I think a lot of that had to do with the hardware and the tech at the time that game came out, which honestly, for what they pulled off back then, pretty impressive. For what they pulled off now, very impressive too. Honestly, it plays well. The level of detail is good. I didn't run into a single bug in this game. This is a finished product. It played perfectly start to finish. Did I die a couple times? Yeah, it's Resident Evil.
Yeah, right.
But it played very well. The voice acting was done really well because they redid everything in it. The changes that they made to, oh my God, how am I forgetting his name? The little Napoleon dude. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They made
little zombie guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they made changes to him that I think you'll really like, with his dialogue, with his boss fight, everything. So I definitely recommend playing this game all the way through. Of course, they kept in the item system in the game with the briefcase and the item management, which honestly,
people love that.
Yeah,
shit.
I love it. It's playing Tetris. It's like a little Tetris mini game the whole time. They added more weapons into the game. They have all the original weapons and added newer ones too, which made it really fun. And of course, you got the gun room, the shooting gallery, that's still in the game. And they even like emphasize more on that. And when I originally played this game, I didn't do the shooting gallery really because I was like, ah, whatever, skill test, don't care.
Yeah.
This time
right.
around, I did the shooting gallery, and I was like, I wasn't quite an S tier shooter,
Sure.
but I did get A tier, so
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
take it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck it, man.
yeah, yeah. Um, Overall, the game is really fun. It's very enjoyable. If you get scared from little spooky games and stuff like that from time to time, I feel like this would be a great game for you to play. Although it does have a lot of references to Resident Evil 2, because this is just based a few years after the events of Resident Evil 2 and does involve characters from Resident Evil 2. So keep that in mind if you haven't played any of them before and you want to play this game. So I do recommend playing Resident Evil 2. It, it's a great game, guys. I loved it start to finish. Ernell knows that I don't sit there and focus on one singular game like that. Sometimes it'll take me a whole year to beat a game just because, things come out. But I'm already halfway through my new game plus.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
some quick questions for you. So
Yeah.
some more quality of life stuff that you actually enjoyed in comparison to the original. So like obviously I had, been kind of like cheekily joking with you about there's no dodge button in this game. But what are some other things that the quality of life does in the combat and stuff to make up for there not being any dodge button still?
Well, so in the original, you could not move while you were aiming your gun. You kind of had to like move, aim your gun, shoot, move, aim your gun, shoot.
Yeah.
This, they made it so you can move around and aim at the same time, which they didn't really let you do that at all in the original game, which does give you a more fluid movement for combat.
Sure.
Now, it did seem like when that was getting introduced originally, everybody's like, oh, the game's going to be broken now because, enemies move slow and stuff like that. No, they don't move slow.
They don't
Actually,
move slow. They do not move slow in this.
You've played this game.
I played the
right?
first couple of hours, and I did play the original.
They sprint.
They
will
run
sprint
at you. Dude. Fuck that, man.
They will sprint at you with a pitchfork.
Mm-hmm.
Like no
Straight
fucking
up,
lie.
dude. No joke, man.
Yeah. But there are you may not be able to dodge. There are certain enemies and certain ways that they attack you that you do get a prompt to dodge, where you have to press your crouch button and you'll either roll out of the way or duck or jump or whatever.
Sure.
But they did implement a parry system into this game. So melee attacks you can parry with your knife. However, your knife does have a it has a meter that you do have to repair it, so you can damage your knife in this game. And you do get multiple different kinds of knives as well. You get your standard combat knife. They have, you can find kitchen knives and boot knives, and then there's other things that you get part of, story progression and other unlocks and stuff like that. But the health bar. The health bar is no longer just little square chunks. It's actually a full meter. And you do still upgrade it the same way that you did in the original. You do your combo of your yellow, your red, and your green herb, and that's how you get the most, of the upgrade for your health. The biggest upgrade, I think, is with Ashley's AI for the game. Yeah, she's definitely more aware of her surroundings and will run away from enemies and kind of fight back here and there as well. She also no longer has a health bar in this game.
Okay.
So you have to be kind of careful because she gets hit once, and then if she gets hit again after that, she dies. And it doesn't matter what game mode you're on. She only has 2 hits now. And a lot of the games will have different, the guns will have different modifiers to them, such as like penetration or like rapid fire or knockback and stuff like that. And you'll see that like in the description of the gun. So there are guns if you're shooting enemies and trying to fight to save her, if you shoot her, even if she hasn't been hit yet, she will die. That one hit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to be careful. Like I was using the oh god, what is it called? It's called the Punisher. It's one of the pistols that you can get in the game.
Sure.
And that thing it penetrates through enemies.
Yeah.
Like when you upgraded all the way. It has the ability to shoot through 5 enemies.
Oh my god. Okay. Jesus
So
Christ.
yeah, so I accidentally killed her a couple times using that gun, but the gun is so good. It's like when they have the wooden shields, it just goes right through the wooden shields, you know.
Oh yeah, okay, let's go.
So you do have to be mindful of how you play Ashley, and on the right thumbstick you can press down on it, and it'll actually either have her be up close with you while you're running through the game, or if you press it again, she'll be farther back, like hanging back from you if you're like dealing with all the enemies up there and stuff
Sure.
like that.
Sure.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest quality of life improvements I think in the game. Of course, just the level of detail in this game, the lighting, the ray tracing really shines in this game. Like, absolutely shines.
Yeah,
It
it
is
does. It's a pretty in this
absolutely
game.
gorgeous. And that RE engine is probably one of the best things to ever come out of Capcom, besides some of their games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Resident Evil is here to stay. I do like the fact that they're remaking their games, because those games are very notable games and do deserve remakes, because a lot of these great stories were told over 15 years ago. So I look forward to seeing more. I'm going to have to give an official review of this game. Like I said before, I don't play games this fast usually. This is a 10 out of 10, man. I'm going to have to agree with the market on this one. This is fucking fantastic. I mean, I'm playing it again.
Yeah, man. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 10 out of 10 from official GK rating for you guys. Resident Evil 4 remake. It is fucking good. It's like, even just a couple of hours that I played on stream, I was like, oh my god, this is like so much fun right now. Just because like all the improvements that they did make, 100% agree. Like, everything just felt like a new Resident Evil game. Like very few exceptions to that rule. It felt brand new. And that I think takes it really, really far. I do have one quick question for you. So,
Yeah.
before we kind of move on here, one of the big staples of Resident Evil obviously is the boss fights. Do the boss fights in this feel harder or easier than the original?
I would say every boss fight is different, to the exception of the lake.
Okay, the lake monster. Okay, all right.
Yeah. They're all fun. They can be difficult. But I think the most fun boss fight I had was probably Salazar. He's the
The little guy. Yeah.
yeah, that was drastically changed for this game. Completely different. Also, remember the Elgantes, the trolls?
Oh, the Gigantes. Yes. Yeah.
Or
big
the
guys.
one that they had in the game?
Yeah, because there's the one fight that you have with the big guy, and he's like kind of like in like a cave looking thing, right?
Yeah. There's more than one in this one.
Oh, hell the fuck no. No, why the fuck they gone do that? You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ.
Just wait till you get to the castle, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
God, fuck that, man.
The castle is drastically different in this game. Drastically different for the best part. It's still got the same layout, but the things that you have to do in this game, drastically different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Also, don't sell all your jewels and everything that you get. You know, your little sapphires, your rubies, all those. Save them and make sure you're implementing them into items before you sell them. And make sure that you are color coordinating them and making color matches too when you're doing it, because that's how you're going to make the most money in this game, in order to level up all your guns at the merchant with, oh, by the way, they added more banter to the merchant in this game.
Fuck yeah, dude, let's go.
It's so good. I think my favorite line that he says, he goes, "You know what they say, gun rhymes with fun."
Yeah, that's very on brand there. I like that.
Yeah. So he even has more dialogue, and it's really cool because remember in Resident Evil 8, what was his name? The merchant in that game. Was he like the Duke? Right? The Duke?
It is the two. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. He's kind of like the Duke in this one, where he's like rooting for you throughout the game, and you'll come up to him and he'll be like, "Oh, I got something a little special for you on sale, stranger."
Well, and that's cool. A cool contrast too, because the Duke
Yeah.
in Resident Evil 8 insinuates that he knows our merchant in Resident Evil 4,
Yeah.
and that's fucking rad. Like they're homies or some shit like that. Like that's cool,
Yeah.
dude.
So I think what they're getting at with these remakes is I think they're trying to make things even more interconnected. And this game really did show the possibilities of that they're not afraid to make changes to an already established game as well.
Sure.
Because we all went into this, how do you make this game better? It's just going to be the same game, right?
Right.
No, they fucking made it better. They made it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it better. So I really do hope that we get a Resident Evil 5 remake and that they make some changes, even some changes that were needed in a problematic case, because like, and I'll just address it. The big problematic thing about Resident Evil 5 is the fact that you're just shooting a bunch of black people.
Yeah, you're in Africa. Yeah, the game's based in Africa, right?
Yeah, which obviously, but there are some white people in Africa. You can sprinkle in some white zombies and stuff like that. Put some diversity in there. Make it
some diversity in your
make
in
it
your
make it so
part.
it doesn't feel like you're a special agent coming from Tennessee or something.
Yeah, I know, right? Because not even Resident Evil 4 that is based in Spain is everything that you kill Spanish. Like it does eventually move on. Like
Yeah, and but there's a lot of hope to where they can go with this series, and I think I may be one of the only people saying this. I would almost rather them focus on remaking their earlier games than try to make a new game at this point.
Oh, that's a big
Yeah.
take. Okay.
Resident Evil 8 was good, but I felt there was more things in that game that they could have changed than some of these earlier installments.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
I do want to see the Leon saga continue. I do need that. I'm gonna say it right now. They need to remake Resident Evil 6 and do that game some fucking justice.
God damn, ain't that true, man? Because I mean, like, listen, I feel like you and I were sort of an exception to the rule where we actually kind of enjoyed 5, right? Like 5 was,
I loved it.
5 was fun,
honestly,
man. I really, really liked 5.
But here's why I liked 5. I played that game co-op on Xbox Live
with my brother. I played that as well, yeah.
Yeah, I played it with my friend Robert. We did not play using the AI. So I think we got a little bit of time. Let's talk about this for like 5 or 6 minutes or so.
Sure.
I think in a Resident Evil 5 remake, I think one of the two biggest changes is make some diversity in the zombies, the enemies in the game, so it doesn't feel gross at times, especially when it gets further into like the jungle stuff.
That's right. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
And then also, when I'm playing a solo run, let me swap between characters instead of just let one be controlled by AI.
Right.
Let me play as both characters. Give me that option to switch. And also give me the option to go from shoulder to shoulder view.
Yeah, switch shoulders, right, dynamically. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, because what's her name? Is her name Shiva? Is that her?
I think her name is Shiva, yeah, but it's Shieva. I think is what it
Sheva?
is. Sheva, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember playing on co-op, and her over-the-shoulder view was the left side, and Chris's was the right side.
Right, because she's left-handed in that
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
I didn't like that. I did not like that.
Weird.
It makes me feel weird.
Esco Shiva these nuts in your face. Stop it. So when we talk about doing Resident Evil 6 some justice, for anyone out there that did not play Resident Evil 6, the story in that game is just a fucking like 6 trash fires in a circle. It's like just a bunch of mumbo jumbo that eventually comes together this way that you would expect it to, and honestly was almost a good game. It was
Yep.
almost a good game. It was almost really, really solid because it took everything that was tight about Resident Evil 5 and just sort of amplified it. But they were trying to do so much. There was so
Hmm.
much they were trying to do in 6 that
I
didn't need to be done.
I would be okay if they even split it into 2 games.
Agreed? Agreed?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
just make it bigger for each side of it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Give me a Leon side. I just look. That game was so forgettable. I don't even remember. I didn't beat it. I don't even remember much of it because like I was actually highly disappointed in Resident Evil 6. I own that game and I didn't even beat it.
Because there's the Wesker's son side, and then is it
Leon.
Leon? Yeah.
Yep, it's Leon. No, there's Leon, Chris, and Wesker's son. It's 3
Ah,
different
that's 3.
stories.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
It was like the culmination of Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 4 with a new twist, is what it was. And it was like based in New Raccoon City.
And they like half canonized the Resident Evil movies version of Wesker. It was just like
Yeah.
it was just such weird
Yeah.
decisions in that game, man. Jesus Christ. Big agree though. I mean, like I would rather see them give us a solid remake on those, especially after seeing what they did with Resident Evil 4 and like how much of a good game they can actually turn those games into. And then they can still continue with like the Ethan Winters side of the story, while
Mhm.
also kind of playing this like Leon Chris Redfield story simultaneously, especially because like we're about to get Resident Evil Paradise Island, the movie. It's supposed to be a
Yeah.
follow-up to the last animated movie that they did in the city, and like
Yeah. I
um
just rewatched that actually.
it was good. It was fucking good.
Yeah.
Like I
And that's
remember
all based that last movie they made, or no, it's a 3-part, no, 4-part special is what they did. 4 hour long
ah
parts.
yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That was based actually, I think, like 6 months after the events of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, because him and Ashley are still fresh. He's still working for the president, like, that
Yeah.
that stuff. So yeah, that would make sense. And I mean, like, I don't know yet. I don't know all the details of Paradise Island yet, but it looks like it could potentially be after the events of 6.
Yep.
Um,
It's got Jill Valentine, Ada Wong, Chris Redfield,
yeah.
and Leon S. Kennedy as the main characters,
Yeah,
which
so
is like our Resident Evil 2 cast.
if they do land that, it would make sense for them to do a remake of 5 and 6 and still continue on with some kind of story with our main characters. So,
I got a question for you.
yeah.
Do you think there's a possibility of them just skipping 5 altogether and just going straight to 6 to try and do that justice with the problematic aura that kind of goes around the enemies in Resident Evil 5? Do you think they
I
do that?
No, I don't see that.
No.
I think
Okay.
they either do both or they don't do either.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
just kind of go back to doing like Zero and like Veronica or like the original one
Or they
yeah.
just keep it pushing with a new story around
Yeah.
Chris and Leon and them. I
Yeah.
can totally see them doing that. I don't know if they plan on doing Code Veronica and Zero and the one on the ship and shit like that. Like I don't know if they plan on doing the sidelined ones, just because I
Mhm.
know that those ones didn't those ones are made for like the diehard
Mhm.
Resident Evil fans, right? Like that's why
Yeah.
those games were made. I don't necessarily see them going after those ones because I don't think that there's money
Mhm.
to be had in those titles. But for for the mainline games, I would say that they would make the call to either take it or leave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say this. There was a poll on IGN recently,
Hmm.
which Resident Evil game should Capcom remake next? And there was about 31,000 votes that were
Hmm.
put in,
Okay.
and 48.6% want Resident Evil Code Veronica to be remade.
Of the sideline games, that is the one that's the most popular. So that makes
Yeah.
sense. And that one would be fucking rad. That one would be
Hmm.
super fucking sick for them to do. Um,
Yeah.
but
That's like based in like New York, like subway and stuff like that, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because it's Ashley's backstory.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So and they're gonna want that now after playing, it's getting Ashley in this
Mhm.
game. It makes sense that they would probably want like a backstory to that too. So, either way
I
though,
bet you that it might be like a special DLC we might get for Resident Evil 4 if you think
That'd be
about
tight. That'd be tight. I like the
Yeah.
way you're thinking, my friend. That'd be cool. And they could do
Mhm.
that. I mean, like the fucking DLC for Village and Biohazard both were almost whole games on their own as is too.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, like,
still need to play Village DLC. I haven't done it yet.
yeah, I haven't picked it up yet either. I heard it's
Mhm.
okay. It's not. It's fucking creepy. It's not the same thing as Biohazard, because Biohazard's DLC, you're playing as the brother of the family, and he's got like these fucking electric glove things. You're just punching the shit out of everything. It feels fucking tight. But in this one, it's Ethan's daughter kind of having like a nightmare
Rose.
sequence.
Yeah.
One of the thing, or yeah, Rose, yes. I saw part of it with like this sequence where you're in House Beneviento, I think it is, and these mannequins are like following you, and like every time that you don't look, that you're not looking at them, they get closer to you, but every time you look back at them, they stop moving. And so it's like it sounds fucking creepy as shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I will say though in the Winter Saga, I feel like Resident Evil kind of went back towards its horror roots, especially with 7. Especially with 7.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man. Well, I know we're excited to see whatever route that they do decide to
Mhm.
take, because we're longtime Resident Evil fans here, and like any game that they pump out, we're gonna be here for. So like no matter what, we're here to give them the money in our wallet to entertain us. So a 10 out of 10 officially from Devin here for Resident Evil 4 Remake, guys. That's going to be a wonderful review for all of y'all. In the meantime, please have a word from our sponsors. This piece of good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide mousepads. The world is changing, and the demand for PC gaming and work from home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back in to the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make that happen for you. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get that next win. I've got one of these bad boys in my office at work. I've got one here at my desk right now. Devin's got one. Xander's got one. This bad boy is silky smooth, silkier and smoothier than even the silkiest of smoothies or soy milk or what have you. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code Kraken for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN Kraken for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepad today. Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for all content creators, and anyone here at GK can attest that late nights are kind of our only nights. Luckily for us, though, Rogue has figured out exactly how to give those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge that we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Again, we don't want that. We don't want that. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve the in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators around the world. Now, I know that we've been riding this train for a long time. You might be tired of us talking about this. You might not be tired of us. You might want to just support us anyways. And you know what? For those that do support us, we love you. But the best way to support us right now is to grab yourself a big old cup of Joe. When I say Joe, I mean this Rogue Energy stuff. I need you waking up first thing in the morning with a big old shit to get a big old shit going. Oh, wow. You grab your Rogue Energy cup. Okay, you dip that bad, you just scoop that bad boy right on there. You give that bad boy shaky dakey, you know what I'm saying? And then you're out the dang door. Okay, you need this beverage in your life. I cannot express that enough. You can head on over to rogueenergy.com and use code GKRAKEN for 10% off any purchase of shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That's GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub that you would like. Now, back to the episode. What's poppin', y'all? We have returned, and Devin is giving Nicolas Cage face. Jesus Christ, man!
Is that what that is? Just
in Renfield, yes, 100%. Devin, tell the folks at home what we got for them.
yo, you better protect your neck, cause we're going into the
The Gallows. Guys, tonight for the Gallows, our headlining segment, we are talking, is there still space for retro games in today's gaming world? So this is coming off the cuff of us recently getting the port for a good old Mega Man Battle Network shift that we got here. A nice little ported remaster, if you will, that got delivered to us. But also, too, there's also a slew of other retro game remakes, ports, remasters, what have you, that we have recently gotten that have been of note. Just some examples for you guys here. We got a remaster of Resident Evil. We've gotten a remaster of Prince of Persia. There's been Ghosts and Goblins, Gauntlet, Pac-Man, obviously. The big remake of Final Fantasy VII, because Final Fantasy VII is a retro game at this point. Fucking lo and behold, me and Devin are
Resident
getting
Evil 4. Game's like 19 years old.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4. Doom has been getting the love. Sonic Mania, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Like, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of them here. And a lot of these have been successful, and a lot have kind of sort of fallen on the wayside. So we wanted to get a chance to talk today about where we're feeling on specifically retro game remakes and remasters and stuff. And what I would say as a sort of first question to answer for us to open up the gates on this, Devin, what do you think it takes for a retro game to be remade or remastered and be successful in that remake or remaster?
I think the best way for... But I'm going to categorize these as two different things, okay? Because a remake and a remaster are vastly different, especially in modern day standards.
Sure.
Obviously, with a remake, it needs to be updated. There needs to be quality of life improvements to it. It needs to have a better look to the game. And I don't think it's needed, but I do recommend it, is expansion on the story or changes to it. Make it feel fresh and new again as a remake. Right? Look what they did with Resident Evil 7 remake, the things they did in Resident Evil 4 that I was talking about. The Demon Souls remake they did. I think it's important that they take that beloved IP and they expand upon it off of the inspiration that they got from playing that game back in the day, or that we got, right?
Sure.
I need my fucking Legend of Dragoon remake.
God damn, I've been playing it. I've been playing it on my PlayStation, dog. Since
Have you really?
They put it on PlayStation Plus for the elevated levels. It's on there, man. Oh no, the memories, dude. The memories. Yeah, I've been because it's my mobile game, so I've been playing it like on my phone. I've been bringing my controller with me. I got like I think it's in my duffel bag actually right now, but I got a little like case for my PS5 controller, and I set up my my phone to be able to play my PS5 on it. So I've like, if I go over to Maryland's, I'll play it for like a little while. If I'm like at my office in my lunch, I'm playing it during my lunch. Like it's been a nice like sort of mobile game. Like that's not really a mobile game, but it's tight.
Trust me, I understand that. Like when xCloud came out, I did the whole prologue of Gears.
Let's go.
5.
Okay.
I did the whole prologue on my phone just to test it. I played Sea of Thieves on my phone. You remember the footage I showed you of me playing Sea of Thieves on that?
It was good. Yeah, man. It was real good, dude.
Yeah. I don't think that mobile gaming in the sense of streaming is the future by any means, but it is probably the best accessory to gaming to ever come along.
For sure.
I will say that. But, back to whole remasters and remakes, remakes really need to be well done to be deserved, and the quality of life improvements need to be there. The addition of new content needs to be there. Sprinkle in some new story in there, elaborate on things, change a couple things, reinvigorate that IP for us. Sure, which Lord, do we know fucking Final Fantasy VII did.
Yeah, no, they definitely did. Now with that said, then what connotates a successful remaster of a retro game for you? Because I mean, we've even recently looked at, oh, good night, Esco. We love you. Have a good
Good
night.
night, Esco.
We recently had GoldenEye come out, for example. GoldenEye remaster came out,
Hmm.
and it did not do well.
No, it did not,
Unfortunately. So
because
what
that
do
should have been a remake, right?
it
There
should
are
have been a
certain
remake?
IPs that should be remakes and that should be remasters.
So
Um,
what do you feel would make a remaster be successful in our current landscape in gaming?
this is kind of like a catch-22, right?
Sure.
But I would say a game that doesn't need a remake. Like, look at Final Fantasy VIII. That remaster was fucking flawless. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Quality of life was there. The UI changes were there. The character animations, the design of the characters were there. That felt reinvigorated. There was a breath of life put in the game. Look at what they did with Final Fantasy X. That game already looked great by then. They smoothed out everything, added a few things, combined all the games together. If there is a bunch of offshoots of a game, you need to combine it. We saw that recently done with the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
Hmm.
It wasn't high reviewed, but it was reviewed well. It was
Yeah.
getting 4 out of 5s and 80s and 77s. Like that right there defines a good game. Those scores, right? That is a
Yeah.
good game. It's not great, it's not perfect, but it is good, right?
Yes. Yes.
I think the most important thing for people to realize what remasters are there for is 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 keeping an IP alive. It is like shelving in a library, right? Because in the digital age that we have reached nowadays with gaming, there are so many games and IPs that are lost to cartridges that are running out of batteries for you to be able to play like old 64 or SNES games or Sega games, right?
Yeah.
They're physical media does have a lifespan, right? And so does digital media at this point. We're seeing a lot of online stores get shut down. We saw it happen with PS3. We saw it happen with the Vita. Recently, it was the 3DS. We saw it happen with the Wii and the Wii U. The Xbox 360 and Xbox that shut down, but they found a way to implement the 360 into the Xbox Live
Mm.
that we now have today through backwards compatibility. So I think the best thing about remakes is keeping an IP alive, right? It's keeping it accessible, not only for us who are nostalgic, but new generations to come.
Sure.
And
Sure.
so I think that's the biggest conversation around remakes is smooth it out, make sure it still has a great quality that can live up to today that we had when we were playing our Game Boys back when we were 12 years old and we were supposed to go to sleep and we had the little lights and everything hiding underneath our blankets. um but yeah, I think it's all about game preservation, and I think that is the biggest topic when it comes to remasters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot to even talk about in that direction too, because I mean, obviously, as you mentioned, we've seen a lot of steps be taken where game preservation, IP preservation in that sense, was not prioritized. And there are some games that we now no longer have the availability to play, right? And it's a
Mhm.
bummer. It fucking sucks. These businesses, because that's what they are, we talk about all the time, the games industry is a business, may make decisions sometimes that they say, like, we just can't support doing this anymore. It's not worth our time or energy doing that. But having that preservation is such a big part for us in wanting to be able to recreate that nostalgia, right? Because obviously, like, I mean, if I didn't have access to be able to play a Pokemon game, like an old school Pokemon game, and I was just like revving, just champing at the bit to like go in and do that, and not be able to do that, it would suck. It would like very very much suck, because there are games that I wish I had more open access to that I don't anymore, and it is just now a distant memory, right? My next question, I kind of want to dabble with you in that realm, is, do you by any chance feel like remasters will get sort of, for lack of better phrasing, phased out while remakes continue to sort of bolster these IPs and such. Because we see like remakes making a huge impact. They make a big splash now, right? Like we saw
Mhm.
it with Resident Evil 4 remake, saw it with Final Fantasy 7, we saw it with Dark Souls, Demon Souls, excuse me. And like those were big impacts, and people played those and they're like, holy shit, this looks insane, right? And then we're seeing some of these remasters kind of not do as crazy good as like we want them to be. Do you see a world in which remasters are no longer a thing, and either companies are going to just keep pushing towards the remake or not doing anything at all, or do you feel like there's still some space for like remasters to kind of like hold their ground? Because I mean, obviously there's always going to be a market for retro games, there's always going to be a market for people that want to play those older school games, but if do they decide that remasters are no longer viable?
I think remasters are here to stay. And the reason why I think remasters are here to stay is because not every studio or publisher has the resources and or money to be able to make a, a full-on remake of a video game.
Okay.
And a lot of times you'll see some of these remasters come out from studios or publishers because they honestly need money to fund their studio and other projects they are doing.
Yeah.
So I think they're always going to be around. I do think that not every game should get a remake or a remaster, for one.
Sure.
I think beloved games deserve remakes and remasters. Unless there is somebody, a very creative mind behind it, who knows how to make a game better, you know, then I think it's deserved. But I don't think we see either of the two going anywhere, and I think it's kind of hard to level one better than the other as well, because I feel like both deserve a space.
Sure. Sure.
We just got the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. That's a collection of 6 games. Where's my Pokemon, collections? Give me a first generation collection, of red, blue, and yellow, and then give me, they did release like kind of newer versions, right?
Kind of,
But
yeah, with the upgraded sort of like Switch animations, right?
Yeah, but give me a legacy collection of these. I want to play like diamond and gold and silver and ruby and sapphire, but I want it to be condensed into a package. I think for retro games and remasters, I think releasing them, especially if it's a franchise IP, I think releasing them in packs should be the future.
Okay, as far as remasters are concerned,
Collections.
Yeah. Okay. So if I could ask you then, what are, I know we've had the conversation before of games that we want to remake, which is a big tinfoil hat, big wish that we will. I mean, obviously we talked about Legend of Dragoon earlier, which fucking do it, you cowards. Fucking do it, okay? Blue Point, I'm looking at you.
Do it.
But what are some games? What are some games that you think that you don't necessarily need a remake for, but you do think that they would make a good remaster?
I got one for you.
Okay.
First one to come to my mind: Chocobo Racing.
Oh, fuck me, dude. Yeah, no, because we don't need that in like huge upscaled graphics or anything, right? But it would be great to play those maps on a Switch or something like that, right?
Everything out. Oh, fucking the Hulk Brogan coming in, perfect Dark Zero.
That would be a good remaster. That would be a very good remaster, dude. Yeah, big agree. Oh man, dude, Chocobo Racing would be so much fun. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. Where's our fucking Prince of Persia remaster, dog?
God damn it, man. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
I don't think it's coming. I think it's needed. I do think it's needed. But dude, Ubisoft is fucking dropping the ball hard, dude.
I don't understand how they make like one of the biggest video game franchises in the world and they didn't put any of that money towards the Prince of Persia remake. None of it.
Or like, why are you still trying to do Skull and Bones?
Why are you still doing Skull and
years
Bones?
ago?
Stop
That
it,
should have been
Ubisoft.
canceled 2 years ago.
Oh my
You
god,
know what
man.
you do? Do a remake of Black Flag.
Oh my god, fucking for real, dude. Jesus Christ. If they did that, Ubisoft, listen to me. If y'all do that, I'm paying an ample amount of money for that again. I will.
Yeah,
I will give
a
you
remake?
$200, dude. Like,
Imagine that with modern graphics. That game looked gorgeous back then, but imagine it
dude,
now.
the PS4 port, the water looked insane. Insane.
Look at the water.
Oh my god, dude, it looks so fucking good. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Mhm.
So yeah, some other remasters. I feel like we could do some justice with some more Baldur's Gate stuff. I think would be
Dark Alliance 2
Dark
specifically.
Alliance 2 specifically would
Yeah.
make such a good remaster.
You know, in that same realm, I was actually thinking about Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the original one. That'd be a good one.
I almost want a sequel for that though. I just want like a new.
They did
game,
come
you
out
know
with a
what I mean?
sequel. It was the Children of Thanos one.
Yeah, no, I know. I want like a brand new game for that again in like Unreal Engine 5. And then
I mean that's Midnight Suns essentially.
yeah, I mean like kind of, right? Like cuz
Yeah,
Ultimate
XCOM
Alliance
style.
isn't quite an RTS, but like and then Marvel versus Capcom. I need that to fucking come back. Real bad.
Did they do a new one not too long ago? Like a couple years ago?
Did they?
I thought they did one. Did like a Marvel versus Capcom 3 or 4.
Oh, Marvel vs. Capcom new. Planned to be released in late 2022 on the Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Third game to be
Did it
part
get
of the
canceled?
Mutiny series. I think it probably got delayed. Yeah, I think it got delayed.
I knew there was one getting worked on at some point. Which Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was like one of the games I grew up on, man. I played as Shima Gorath a lot. I was a dick.
I believe that.
I mean, listen, I'm the guy that plays as Valdo in fucking Soul Calibers.
God damn, baby. God damn. You know what I'm saying? God damn. So I am seeing on comicbook.com Marvel vs. Capcom 4 rumor leaks release date and roster. And this is from 3 weeks ago.
Oh shit! Listen. These are leaks. These are rumors. Everybody, I want to clarify, but I also want to know what this roster is.
So what we're looking at so far, Marvel characters. What the fuck? What the fuck? No, shut up. A little Redfall trailer in the corner. So it looks like Marvel side: Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Mr. Fantastic, Daredevil, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Captain Marvel, Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Deadpool, Juggernaut, Magneto, Venom, Red Skull, Loki, Doctor Doom, and Thanos.
That's sick. That's a sick lineup.
Good,
but in
lineup.
before Spider-Man's only on PlayStation.
Yeah, I know, right. Good
Fuck you,
point.
Sony.
Good point. God damn it, Sony. And then the Capcom characters that are rumored right now.
Ryu, of course.
Ryu, Luke, Chun-Li, Jury, Mega Man, Zero, Sigma, Leon, Nemesis, Morrigan, Felicia, Dante, V from the most recent Devil May Cry game, Strider Hiryu, Grandmaster Mayo, Monster Hunter, Asura, Hager, Arthur, Akira, and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright?
Phoenix Wright.
What the fuck?
Can I say something addressing Phoenix Wright as the design of his character?
As a lawyer?
I cannot look at Phoenix Wright and not think of Big O every motherfucking time I see that character.
I can see that.
It's the same character. It's same design, dude.
I can see that, dude. So yeah,
it's like when I play Dragon Quest, I'm like, when the fuck am I about to turn into Trunks, dog? You know what I mean?
So there's talk that like there'll be more characters that they'll be rolling out for like DLC stuff, and that the game is rumored
we'll probably
to be,
get like Carnage and Ghost Rider and shit like that.
Yeah,
Blade.
Rumors mentioned that the game was going for a modern or street vibe, and that Arc System Works has been reached out to help with the game's development. That's kind of all the information they have on that. So yeah, it does sound like Marvel vs. Capcom 4 did get delayed indefinitely. With no
I think
like
I know why.
why? Why do you think?
We have Street Fighter 6 coming out, dog. They
God
want
damn,
the
baby.
let
God
they
damn.
want that game to bake and give it some shine. Like I
Not
think
even just
Street
that, but
Fighter
Tekken
6
too.
is
Tekken as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they want Street Fighter 6 to be out for like at least a year and a half before they show a trailer for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They want to have that game have some lifespan first.
I can see it. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is gonna go off. Like there's so many of us that have been waiting for that
We're
fucking
playing.
game.
We're playing. We're gonna do
100%.
we're gonna do this with Street Fighter 6 as well.
Mhm.
But this is gonna be a splash damage night where we are all taking turns fighting each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We fucking are,
we'll
dude.
do
It's so much fun.
we'll do a little tournament bracket style. We'll do, even if it's just like four of us, we'll do two branches. We'll have winners move on, and then we'll have losers fight, and then whoever wins in the winners bracket and the losers bracket, those two people will fight each other for the final battle.
Let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying? Let's fucking
Yeah,
go, dude. I'm
yeah.
here for it, man. So,
Yeah.
Devin, do you have any final thoughts as far as retro games in today's space?
Like I said, remasters deserve a place for games preservation. I feel like as long as the game is let's clarify it as like a 7 and above. I feel like a remaster is okay.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Especially depends on how old that game is. If you want to remaster a game that's bad, find a way to make it good and turn it into a remake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if it garners garnered past tense a lot of popularity back in the day, right? Like, I mean, give me that Legend of Zelda Wind Waker goddamn remake now. You know what I mean? Just give me that right now.
Brother. Actually, I want a Twilight Princess port.
Oh,
Actually, no. I'm gonna call it right now. You want to know my ultimate remake or remaster? Doesn't matter either or, but it needs to fucking come.
the full remake of Ocarina of Time.
No.
Oh, okay. What?
Paper Mario: 1,000-Year Door.
Good game. Good game. Very good game, actually. That's actually a good call. They should do that. Like,
why the
they'd
fuck
make
is
a lot
that
of
not
money
ported
off
to
that.
Switch?
Jesus Christ, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh
I
my
would
God.
get that as a re-release game for like $40-$50. I would fucking pick that up.
Well, they didn't even
immediately.
put it. They didn't even put it in the Mario collection.
No.
That limited pack. That
Paper
they did.
Mario wasn't in it either.
Yeah, wasn't even
Paper
that.
Mario is in their Switch Online thing, but give me a re-release of 1,000-Year Door. Just fucking port the game already.
God damn you. God damn you, Nintendo. Just give us what we want. Give us Legend of Dragon. It's not even your game, but give it to us.
yeah, give us Legend of Dragon. No, what they need to do is come out with a new fucking Star Fox and a new F-Zero is what Nintendo needs to do.
God damn, ain't that true. Guys, some other stuff that we need to be doing here is giving you a look at our schedule for the rest of this week. So tomorrow we have the Shipwreck Show. Actually, we're not doing it on Thursday. We're doing it tomorrow evening. So the Shipwreck Show live, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. If you are on our Discord and you are one of our Twitch subscribers with a connected account on there, you have access to our little section called the Shipwreck Submissions channel, where you can go in and ask us any question your little beautiful pea-brained mind can possibly take you. And we pick the best questions that we think will make for the best content, and that would potentially allow you to be a part of the show as well. So please go in there, write in some questions, anything that you want to know from us, we will talk about, because we are shills. And please, be a part of the show. And then on Thursday, we're actually not doing any content. We are going to go see Evil Dead Rise all at the same time that evening. God damn, that's going to be a movie. Then Friday, we have Splash Damage, where me, Devin, and Garrick are going to be playing Dead Island 2. Motherfucker, this is going to be a week,
Brother.
dog. I'm telling you, bro, we got it, baby.
Brother.
Dead Island 2, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing on Good Kraken podcast our official review of Evil Dead Rise. And spoiler alert, I got a boner. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, baby.
It made his pee pee move.
Made my ding ding dong. You know what I'm saying?
Ding ding dong.
Guys,
I just want to say,
yeah,
we are gonna have one bloody weekend.
oh, dude, I mean, between Shipwreck Show, Evil Dead Rise, Dead Island 2, and then talking about Evil Dead, yeah, 100%.
And reviewing Resident Evil 4 already today.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There you go.
We got a little theme this week going on.
I know, man. I'm telling you what, I peed blood this morning. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, you should get that checked out. You probably got a kidney stone.
But instead of doing that, I'm going to ask all of you guys to let us know what you think about retro games getting remastered or remade. Let us know if you guys think that they still fit in the gaming space. Let us know if we're out of our fucking minds and have no idea what we're talking about. Let us know on Discord. Let us know on Twitter. Let us know all over the place. We want to hear from you guys. Until then, my friends, this has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show.
Wahoo!
If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. We got to get going on out of here, everybody. But until next time, my friends, give us the Legend of Dragoon fucking remake, you cowards. You cowards.
Chocobo Racing, and also 1,000-Year Door, please.
Leisure Suit Larry. That's the real remake that I need.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Conker's Bad Fur Day remake. Let's go.